Kriptoverzum. We're underwriting a new wave of investment. Everything you need to know about cryptocurrencies and the technology behind them. New tools, new technologies, and new business applications. Our professional collaboration partner is crypto trading platform Mosaic.
Welcome everyone, Anna Toth Andor at the microphone, and sitting opposite me again today is Attila Vidakovic, founder of Mosaic Alpha. Hi Attila.
Hi Anna, welcome to the listeners.
Mosaic Alpha is the crypto trading platform, and we're talking about the baskets of this platform on today's show. Baskets that users can choose to put their money in. Is that a way to sum it up in one sentence? Is that how this platform is put together?
Yes, the platform itself should be seen as an online space for users who want to buy crypto assets and for traders who want to build professional crypto portfolios. Based on different aspects, these traders can create different baskets, they can have different investment policies, they can plan for different time horizons. And the good thing is that there is not one company's basket or not one trader's basket, but there are many approaches, many types, so that when the time has passed and there will be many traders, then really any basket is conceivable with any rule system. The current baskets, I can talk about what the investment policy is there and what the different projects are based on.
Yes, I should add that the interface was launched a week or two ago. 2 baskets are now operational.
2 at the moment, and this week we're going to launch a basket for the Circle team, who we're very proud of because they're the ones that I don't know how we approached them, so we knew each other within the community, but they wanted to launch a basket here. And the banks, they're probably the most respected Hungarian crypto traders. They teach crypto trading at the University of Obuta, so it's a very professional team. For example, they come into the crypto space with a very conservative strategy. They bring an accumulation solution, and the money is not put into crypto assets at first, but only a tiny part of the money is converted into large crypto assets at the point where it is justified to buy it. But really, it's for them to talk about it because it's their basket. The 2 baskets that are available at the moment are the blue cryptos. It's coming from the blue chips. So the big proven.
It is quite logical to have such a basket.
But it cannot be said that this is an index because the composition changes in justified cases and there are weekly reviews. So there is a long list of about 40 to 50 projects that can be included in this basket. And it is not planned that there will be more than 10 projects at the same time. But there are there are fundamental factors that bring changes in the market at such times.
As making the top 10.
It is not stated that there must always be 10. Well, if a project justifies inclusion because it brings in some great innovation from its community, and for some reason it shows some kind of indicator that it's worth, say, weighting it or even including it, then it can be included. The other case is that if something has just been really ramped up and has risen unreasonably high, which is usually the case with crypto assets, then we will reweight it, because the gains that have been made after such an unreasonably high rise are typically corrected. The aim would be to take advantage of this rise, and then the value of the correction should be transferred to another strong, good project.
And the other basket?
The other basket is the underrated. Here you can choose from a wider range of projects. This is the underrated. Brand new projects can't be included here either, so these are also projects that are already working. It is clear that the team is serious. Those are included, which is why I will talk about what aspects are, which if we look at the value of those aspects compared to the current market rates, and can be said to be undervalued. And then I'll give you 1 or 2 aspects here. Every project is different and every project has a different weighting of these factors. But it is very important what the purpose of the project is, what is behind the crypto asset. For example, what are the competitors on the market for the project's objective, and what is the team behind it? It's also very interesting, and you can observe this, that a team that has been working together for a long time and has brought great things to the table is much more valuable than, say, a team that has never worked together before. But individually, let's say, they are very good names. The experience is that a team that works well together is a much better guarantee of success than good names individually. It's very important how active the developers are. So we always look very carefully if we can find information on that, but in terms of baskets, if we can't find information on that, then it doesn't really get in how active the developers are, how many of them are working, what kind of dynamics they have, how the code is being submitted, how they communicate, and that's a very good sign. So one of my personal favorite indicators is when there is an increase in activity on a project, and on a project that has been running for a while. So if you have a project that's been running for 2 or 3 years, and you see that you have, say, a development team of 20 or 30 people, and say it starts to grow, and you see that it's already grounded to, say, 100 people in 6 months, and there's a lot of new code being written, it's almost predictable that after a phenomenon like that, 1 to 6 or 12 months, say, compared to the average price of crypto, so how much the rest of it has moved, these projects tend to perform well. Because it means that if the developer base has grown to that number, then there's a lot of faith in it, and if the code is growing at that rate, it's going to have a functional impact. So there's some innovation going on, and some problem is being solved, which is probably going to be quite useful.
And then these two, it's their own basket.
Yes, it's our own basket, but otherwise we really do put together and manage these baskets to the best of our ability. But the goal is not to start the baskets. The goal is to get the best traders in the world to come here. And our job is to find the best traders in the world and show them what the opportunities are. But we had to start it, and we have a history in this market, so we think we can analyze these projects quite well. But here we only take into account fundamental factors, so there is no technical analysis in these baskets. Absolutely no day trading of this kind. But we could talk about this a lot, how much it is worth to start a day trade basket. It is not certain that the decentralized world can cater for day trade trading in every case. But this will improve, so in 2 or 3 years' time we will be full of day trade baskets. But baskets can be created with any investment policy. These 2 baskets, that's how it works.
You often use the term trustless when talking about crypto trading, meaning that you don't have to trust anyone, but I still have to trust the merchant of that basket to make more of my money.
Yes. Well, we have tried to design the rules to make it as logical as possible for the trader to perform at his best. First of all, you can't start a basket in such a way. It is technologically coded in such a way that the key with which he controls the trade in the basket must be used to deposit a not insignificant amount of money. So the first depositor is always the basket manager, and he must deposit his own money. And nothing else can happen with his money but the customer's money, so he has an elementary interest at this level, and he only earns money by starting a basket here if it is successful. Otherwise, it cannot be ruled out that someone is trading badly, so there is a risk.
And it's not out of the question that Bitcoin could fall 20% in a day or 30%.
Anyway, we launched the baskets, and then a few hours later the market started to collapse, which of course affected all the equipment. But that's okay, because at least everyone can see that prices can go down. Yes, so it's always worth looking at the performance of a basket in the given segment, in the segment according to the investment policy, and how it performed compared to the indices. So if the whole market lost, and there are periods like this, say 80%, then it's a very good basket that only lost 40%. But it would be difficult to make money with a traditional basket in a bear market like the one we're in. Otherwise, technically, there is the possibility to start short rolling baskets. We're certainly not going to launch one. I wouldn't recommend people to use it so much because it's a crazy big risk. But who knows, maybe there will be a demand for it and there will be traders who will start such a basket.
It's not uncommon for a new player to appear on CryptoPoly, some fresh token, coin with a really cute logo, etc., etc. There's a lot of hype around it. Its value goes up in a very short time. Do you pay attention or plan to pay attention to these tiny, unique stories?
We have to, and especially from the other side, so we had to think it through and we brought in a lot of help. So we talked to hackers, we talked to two internationally known notorious hackers about how to circumvent the system, how to solve things. I think that most of the hours are spent in these brainstorming and designing, and we have to exclude that a trader, let's say, puts tokens that he has issued himself into the basket, so he can't do that. There is a whitelist, and only tokens that are on the whitelist can be put in. As soon as a project is put on the whitelist, a lot of things have to be checked. The contract of the token is always checked by the team, so if there is any trick in the contract, it simply cannot be put in. And that doesn't mean that some of those tricky tokens can't fly, because we've seen examples of that, but it's too big a risk, so we filter them out. I think that with this, the bulk of the risky and, let's say, scam or fraudulent projects can be filtered out, maybe almost all of them. And there are far fewer that are lost by these opportunities, but obviously there are some. So I could pick out one or two stories from the past that shouldn't be in here, but otherwise it's been a big success.
Is there an example from the last week or two that has caught your attention of a minor player? One such positive example?
Perhaps what's most interesting for me personally, there are two, but let's take one of them out because TON, not Tron, but the TON token, the TON network is behind it, which I think has a very exciting story, but it's not the story that got it in, but what's been happening since then. At the time, Telegram decided to appear on CryptoPoly. They raised a considerable amount of money and spent it on developing a new blockchain, which is quite innovative, well thought out from a technological point of view, well developed, well documented, which is very important. But that's not the part that's so interesting. But the Telegram team has been approached in some way, I think, quite hostile by the Russian government, and they've been on the team and they've been on the leaders. So there's been some pretty exciting situations, I'm told. But they've said the Telegram team is owned by the Stone or the leaders, that not the TON network. Nobody's going to take that away. So we're going to take all the keys and throw the whole system into the crypto community and have nothing more to do with it. Whatever happens, we'll leave it to the world to raise this baby or not. At that time, one or two well-known developers started to approach us, but it took, I can't say exactly, maybe a year and a half or 2 years from the event, and suddenly we noticed, or the world noticed, that there were already nearly 200 developers working on the project, which is running, is usable, and fulfills the function. But it is a continuous development. A blockchain is never finished. It all needs to be continuously improved. They're working on it. There's a very, very strong community of fans who are following it on a daily basis, communicating about it. We're really seeing more and more of them appearing on all the crypto communication channels, and they're all very, very volunteer. They have all of the TON tokens, and they believe it's going to go up, and they're doing it. So the project is technologically good, so it's definitely one of the good projects. There's a very serious developer community that's swelling all the time with very good names, and they're doing a very professional job, and they're communicating the developments very well. It's growing steadily, and you can see the fan base is growing, so we decided it was worth putting in. We'll see what the future brings. It's not a guarantee that it will be a successful project, but it's definitely a very good sign, and that's why the TON project, underrated, has been put in the secret stash.
And we're going to talk about your other favorite project, but not today because that's all we can fit in. I spoke to Attila Vidakovic, founder of Mosaic Alpha. This is Anna Andor-Toth. Attila, thank you for being here. Thank you for your attention.
Kriptoverzum, every Monday and Thursday in the Morning Monitor. What you need to know about cryptocurrencies and the technology behind them, in partnership with crypto trading platform Mosaic. Join us next time.